What's up, guys? How are you doing? Welcome to another stream, episode 64 of the 2016 season. I am joined by my lovely co-host, X-Moi, Michelle J. Cosper.
Greetings.
And I am your host, Dutch Boyd, 3-time World Series of Poker bracelet winner and local Vegas pro. So what are we going to do? Another night, another chance at wsop.com glory. We're going to be playing the $30 tournament tonight. $30 rebuy and add-on, so it turns out to be at least a $90 buy-in tournament, sometimes more. So I'm going to say that the average buy-in when we play these 3Ks
You're just playing this one, then?
Yeah, this is going to be it.
Okay.
This is our
This is much easier
go big
to follow.
or go home tournament for tonight. A little tired. Got up a little late to do some work with Zen Poker Mentoring. Actually, it's formerly known as Zen Poker Mentoring. Now it's just the World Series of Poker School of Poker.
That's right.
WSOP Poker School. Let's go ahead and close the action, getting some pretty good odds here with a King 8. Not too bad of a flop. We've got two options here. We can either fire out a bet and maybe just claim some equity here, or we check and either call or check raise. Check folding is not really an option unless it goes bet raise by Eric. Of all those options against multiple opponents, I think I'm going to go ahead and prefer to just fire out on the flop. So when we get called now, I think maybe just check call. We should have plenty of outs here. If Eric decides to go ahead and bet a full pot size bet, now we have a decision to make. Now the problem is we're really only in a spot where we're about 3-1 to win the hand. Got to count on some implied odds that may or may not be there if we hit a king or hit a diamond. And yeah, that's going to blow us off. I think planning on calling about a half pot size bet here, but a full pot size bet is enough. So well played, Eric. Nice dodge. And we are down to 7,500 from our original starting stack of 8,000. So yeah, WSOP Poker School did a little bit of did a couple sessions this week with some of those students and customers, and it was enlightening. Made me think about some things, and it's work that I enjoy. But the point of that is not to sell you on WSOP Poker School. The point of that is to let you know that I'm a little bit tired, so we're just doing one tournament today. And this is our big shot. We'll stick with it through the re-entry period, no matter how many times we get felted, which is hopefully 0. Let's go ahead and make the call here with our A6 suited, just the kind of hand we're looking for, in position against some deep stacks. A6 suited is a perfect type hand where we can flop the world and run into a really strong second best hand. This isn't really the world flop we're looking for, a 4-6-8. I don't think I'm just willing to give up on it, though, against BC McClaw, who could have overcards here, could have a lot of hands here where A6 is crushing him. So let's go ahead and take a turn card and see how he acts. Betting out. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and continue calling. And a Jack of Hearts doesn't change the equation. Does he go all 3 streets on just a stone-cold bluff here? Does he go for a thin value bet with a hand like 8-7 or 8-9, Ace-8? I don't know. He's going to have to show us something. 6-7. Nice runner there, buddy. Nice runner. Okay. Unfortunately, we're not down to that 4K. So ahead on the flop, ahead on the turn. Not so much on the river, and he bet a pretty good amount to make sure we're not making the fold there. I am crazy nuts. Big win coming tonight. Okay, sounds good.
And Anaconda High Low says, welcome back.
Anaconda, it's
Good
great to see you, my
you.
friend. Thank you for sticking with us through the series. It's great to be back to a full-time Twitch schedule. We're going to be streaming pretty much every day from here until death, or until we take some trips up to Washington or get tired of the Twitch grind. Whichever happens first.
Until we burn out.
Until we burn out.
Basically.
We got J-Doc in the stream. Great to see you. Says, good evening. How did last night go? It went all right.
Oh, look at this cool little kappa.
We made a final table, J-Doc, but ended up getting 9th after our aces got cracked to Jack 4. Oh!
And our ace meter should
so
be 0
brutal.
right now, right?
The aces, the unbeatable hand got cracked in a pretty bad spot. Final table for a pretty sweet stack, and left us pretty short. In the end, we made the shove with ace 10 suited with about 11 big blinds. I got called with queen jack off. No, queen jack suited called us. And caught up. So that was a frustrating final table, but we got a little lucky to get to the final table to begin with, because a little bit earlier in that tournament, we had pocket kings all in against pocket aces, and we hit the king.
It's good.
That was pretty sweet.
It is good. Grinding and Ground. Hello.
Good to see you. Good evening, Grinding and Ground. How is the Pokemon hunting going? Hope that you and your family are doing well. Oh my gosh, you know what? I owe his son an email too.
You probably do.
Yeah, Grinding and Ground son emailed me asking about some hardware stuff.
We should go over
hardware
there
questions
one of these days.
I would love to help him get started out for sure. Be good to have another Twitch buddy. Donkey, your mom, thank you very much for the resub. 4 months in a row. I know that Donkey, your mom has actually been with the stream a lot longer than that.
That's right.
Veteran crew right there. But thank you very much for sticking with us through the series. We didn't really stream that much, and we were bracelet hunting. Look at that!
Oh,
look at that run out. So the 10 of spades catches up to the flop set, but they got it all in pre-flop. Let's not call that a bad beat, G Money. You can't call it a bad beat.
Well, he still can rebuy.
When you got the money in. Very bad before the flop. I mean, how did that go in anyway? He raised the minimum. BC McClaw re-raised, and G Money Vegas made the shove. Getting snap called, looking for a 2-outer. Gets it, but it doesn't matter because BC McClaw catches up and almost makes a straight flush. Well played, BC McClaw. Nice call. J-Doc says, Dutch inspired me to start playing Hearthstone. Still not to Dutch's level of working on it.
Soon Pokemon now, huh?
Yeah, soon it'll
Team
be...
Mystic. Huh, June? Team Mystic.
Soon it'll be Pokemon Go, J-Doc. No, Hearthstone's a really fun game. And I'll tell you what I love about Hearthstone, J-Doc, is when you lose, it doesn't really feel that bad. You know, when you lose at poker, it sucks. You feel like, you feel like you lost something in life. In Hearthstone, not so much.
It's so dramatic.
It's free, and it doesn't matter. You know, it's just for fun, and it still scratches that competitive itch. Let's go and get that rebuy in, and back to starting stack.
JD Cole, hey, what's up?
JD Cole,
welcome back.
Great to see you in the stream, man. And Stephen Rushing, 11 months in a row with the resub. Thanks for sticking with us, Stephen Rushing. Thanks for sticking with the crew. Says, glad you are back. I'm glad we're back, too. I mean, I wish the World Series of Poker was going on all the time, year-round, every day. I think that would be awesome. Every day a chance at a bracelet. You know, mixed games all the time, and, you know, big weekend Saturday no-limit tournaments every weekend. We'd have the Christmas bracelet.
That'd be kind of fun. It's like the Christmas Barbie.
Yeah.
Like a special Christmas bracelet.
And that's my
dream.
That's my dream series. It might happen. You know, they keep on making the series longer and longer, and they keep on pushing it back a little bit and extending it. You know, the November 9, that's a huge extension. right? So the series starts at the end of May and ends in November. Okay, so not really. But it used to be, though. Like, when I first started playing the World Series, it was over by May. It was in April.
You need to change it because
it's
so disgustingly hot right now.
113 degrees today in Vegas, right?
110 today. I think it was supposed to be 113. We were up this morning, though, chasing Pokemon. Dutch got some good Pokemon today.
Not really.
Would you like to read your roster out, Dutch?
I didn't really get anything great. I got a couple Pidgeys and Rats, and yeah, when I look at my Pokemon, it's nothing really good today.
Still suck.
They still suck. I've only got one Pokemon over 1,000.
But we did find a little spot that had a Pokemon stop when we ate. That was kind of cool.
Yeah,
that was okay.
Jenny Pho.
Yeah,
down on Spring Mountain. It's a good pho place. I think a lot of poker players who are here for the series are probably familiar with Pho Kim Luong. That's a pretty good spot on Spring Mountain. It's 24 hours.
I don't think it's as good as it used to be. I mean, I don't think it's that good at all, actually.
I actually feel like it's kind of the worst pho place on Spring Mountain.
Now,
but it's very quick, and it's 24 hours.
I guess.
So it's like, if you're getting out of a club at 4:30 in the morning, you're not really
greasy
that picky.
food. Yeah, exactly. When you're sobering up, greasy food's good.
Yeah, I think that late night pho is probably better than like a Greasy Spoon or something.
I guess.
It's better than Denny's.
I don't know. Denny's has its coffee.
Denny's is all right.
I haven't eaten at Denny's in years. When's the last time you've eaten at Denny's, Dutch?
It's been a long time.
I don't think we've never eaten.
We're looking back like back in my 20s. Like, it's been a long time. That used to be the go-to
in the
spot,
20s.
though.
In your 20s, man. I did it in my teens. That's about it. I don't think I ever ate in my 20s.
Really?
Maybe once.
Back in my like early 20s, I remember like having some late night Denny's sessions.
Well, I remember back in my teens, I used to just sit there. It wasn't even Denny's. It was Sherry's in Port Orchard. Yeah. Me and my girlfriends would just drink coffee.
Bobby France says, Dutch, you and Alari Sahamas twins? Actually, yes, Bobby France.
How did you know?
We are actually biologically twins. We share the exact same DNA.
And the same name.
And
but Dutch decided to change his name.
I was born Dutch Sahamas, but I decided to change it to Dutch Boyd. J Doc says, I leave the Pokemon to my sons. Give it time, J Doc.
Hey, you know what? That's a good idea, actually, J Doc. Is to have your sons search your Pokemons for you. That is a good idea.
Give them a job to do.
I was reading somewhere that that's what people have been doing is like charging $10 an hour and hiring people to like run around and find their Pokemon for them.
That would be the best job ever for us.
It is, right? It's so fun and fulfilling.
We're going to be Twitch streaming every day until we get that job.
We should
Pokemon
learn
Go
how to
training
do that. How to
for a living.
How to Twitch and Pokemon hunt. Then we'll never leave the Twitch universe ever.
We'll set up like a little Twitch station right there at the park.
And we'll just be like, guys, we're here.
Set up the lures.
That's right, we're here. It's 110 degrees, but we're out here.
Yeah. J-Doc says, any plans on circuit events other than Vegas? J-Doc, I've been thinking, kind of going back and forth on Seminole Hard Rock. I've been thinking about it.
Where's that at, in Florida?
It's, southern Florida.
When is that?
It's in Hollywood, Florida. It's, I believe we're looking at mid-August.
So, like, right when I want to leave for vacation. Nice.
Yeah.
So, mid-August.
Like, right around the vacation time. I probably fly from Seattle just for that one tournament.
It's not a bad idea.
It's a 5K. It's a series of events. And the big events are called the Big Four. They call it the Big Four because the final table of all four events are on the same day and they're streamed on Twitch. It's a 5K buy-in, a 1K buy-in, a 2,000 buy-in,
and they're streamed on Twitch.
Yeah.
Is that something new that they just started doing?
They started last year.
Last year.
So that Seminole Hard Rock tournament. I remember the first year they did it. They made it a 10 million guarantee, and completely whiffed the guarantee by like $3 million. The second year they halved the guarantee, and I think they made it last year. I don't think they had any problems actually making their guarantee. There might have been a small overlay, but from what I hear, it's a great tournament. I'm still a little bit, I don't know if I would say I'm burnt out or unsatisfied after the World Series. I'm kind of a weird mixture of both. So part of me...
Well, you were sick.
I was sick towards the end, and that sucked. Part of me wants to try to go out and make the summer, awesome with a real strong cash at Seminole Hard Rock. Part of me is so sick of live tournament poker and sitting there touching dirty chips, smelling players' farts all day.
Oh, that's TMI, dude.
No, that's the worst thing about the World Series. I swear to you. Worse than the bad beats is the horrible smell of most poker players. Oh my gosh, did you guys see that tweet that we retweeted from...
Why can't I...
I don't even want to talk about it.
So somebody was touching his balls. It's not a big deal.
Right
People touch their balls.
So, I don't know. I'm kind of going back and forth. Weird mixture of unsatisfied.
Well, I'm sure a lot of...
burnout.
I can't even get to this website, Dutch. It's saying that... Google's not letting me into this website. Every time it's saying that your connection is not private. And then it says that it won't let me, and it says back to safety. Why isn't it letting me onto this? Do I have to put something in front of the...
You talking about the Seminole Hard Rock?
Yeah, I can't get to this.
Yeah, let me tell you why that is because their tech department let their SSL security certificate lapse. So, when you type in HTTPS... ://
It's crossing out the HTTP.
What that basically does is the browser looks up a security certificate, and there's a layer of encryption that goes between an HTTPS site and an HTTP site. And usually, what that means is you buy this certificate.
So is it unsafe?
Encryption keys. Yeah.
So I shouldn't go there.
No, you can go there, but I wouldn't put your credit card on there. You can go there to get information, and nothing really bad is going to happen to you. But if it was like a login situation, then there's a chance that it's not encrypted. So Google basically won't let you go there unless you click on Advanced, Proceed Anyway. It's a pretty big oversight, and they could fix it just by not making it an HTTPS site, not requiring the security layer at all, and just making it an HTTP site. You shouldn't really need to encrypt those kind of sites. So it should be embarrassing. I'm surprised they haven't fixed it because it was the same thing early this morning.
Yeah,
that's like their big pinned tweet is click on this link,
and you go there and it says don't go there.
It's like, danger, unsafe, Will Robinson.
Oh gosh!
And then you actually have to jump through a little...
No, you just have to go to the advanced. You just go to the advanced, and then you just go. It's just kind of like, what is this?
I'll tell you what else sucked is I couldn't download the structure sheet either. I wanted to take a look at the structure sheet.
Well, I can see the tournaments. Yeah, I can't see the structures. So wait, so the tournament, it looks like it's August 17th through the 31st.
3-4. So does this count as a donk lead? I'm going to tell you, it doesn't. The reason this doesn't count as a donk lead is because we're in a multi-way pot. I don't really think that we can count on any of these players putting in a bet for us. And there's overcards out there. There's pocket pairs that I don't really want to have to worry about. I worry about Zaston here having a 6 a little bit. Yeah, a little bit, but I think it's probably more likely that I'm facing a queen jack or a jack 10. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and check to Zaston. I feel like we're probably a big favorite or a big dog. Let's fire out half pot, see if he calls with 8s. What did he have?
9?
Ace 9. So we had nothing on the flop, decided to either float or catch. Did catch and paid us off.
Wow. So Dutch, if you wanted to go to the Seminole,
yep,
Is it this? Hold on, I lost the page here. Oh no, it's downloading. No, just joking. So it's called Is it the Big Stack Special? What is it called here?
It's the championship event. The
I don't see it.
$5,000 buy-in.
Oh, it's $5K?
$5 million guarantee.
I don't even see it on here. Is this the right one? Yeah, I don't see it on here. That's the daily schedule because I'm reading it wrong.
So, by the way, before we go any further, big shout out to JD Cole, subbing 16 months in a row. 16 months in a row. JD Cole, thank you so much, man. It's awesome to have you as part of the crew, as a mod, as a friend. And you know what? One of the best things that came from Twitch is getting to see JD Cole chilling in his pajamas with Bob Hatter over the Rio, grinding online.
That was awesome.
It was one of my favorite moments of the year. he had a onesie on, you guys. He answered the door in a onesie. He looked like a 4-year-old kid, Christmas time, playing poker, and it was darling and very funny.
Darling.
So,
okay. So actually, it's
Rick the Hat, by the way. Good to see you, man. We got Pippin in the stream. Always a pleasure to see you, Pippin.
So weird. Okay, schedule and session. There we go.
Steven Rushing, great to see you too, man. Advanced, bottom left. Good call. Let's go ahead and look at the info. 11 out of 40. Let's look at the stats. 18 hands so far. And we're looking at a VPIP of, 8% out of the blinds, which is a little low.
How long is the Hard Rock Bay?
And 1 out of 2 a showdown. That should be higher as well.
3 days? 2 days? 4 days?
It'd be hopefully a one like a more than 1 day tournament. If I got knocked out on then day 1, I'd just fly back, or I might play like one of the other big 4s. But the only one that really interests me is that 5K. I don't think the 25K is too big for me.
And if you win it, you can fly. You can fly me and the family down to go see Harry Potter World and Disney World.
Is the rest of the family June?
No, and my niece.
Oh, your niece.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I won it, yes.
Yes, the rest of the family and June. And June. June can come.
I don't think June's allowed into Harry Potter World. Cap Duncan asking, how was your World Series? It was all right. 5 cashes, nothing spectacular. Got close to some final table payouts a couple of times in the series. Had some really big stacks a few times in the series. But nothing really to write home about. It's not that great of a summer when your highlight is watching your girlfriend cash in her first World Series of poker event. That was the highlight of my whole summer, is watching Michelle cash in the ladies event.
Thanks, I think.
Built some good relationships, and reunited with some old friends. Watched some good buddies make some real deep runs, including Ryan LaPlante, real good friend of ours, and another Twitch streamer, Potential MN here on Twitch. Got to watch him win his first bracelet, which was really special.
Very, very wonderful. Cliff?
Got to watch Cliff Josephine, Johnny Bax, a close personal friend and a long-time mentor and supporter and backer, live my dream.
And everybody's dream.
That was pretty cool, watching a very good friend of mine live my poker dream. Yeah, that was cool.
Dutch was crying in the back saying, it's supposed to be me.
It should have been me.
No.
I'm so happy for you, Cliff.
As he's crying.
It was pretty cool watching him enter the final table of the main event with the chip lead, and that will be really cool watching how that ends. I would love nothing more.
Can't wait till October.
Than for Cliff to win that event and become the world champion. That would be really cool. It's very inspiring. It gives me hope for a long poker career, and I think he would be very good for poker. And I think he's the odds-on favorite to win it.
I think he's going to win.
I think Griffin Binger looks good, but as talented as Griffin is at all games and outthinking opponents, and he's very good at poker. He's got a good support system. Cliff has put in more hands and won more and supported more
and thought about
champions
it.
And
actually thought about situations and scenarios.
I really think that there isn't anybody at that final table who's going to stand in Cliff's way of that championship.
So, Cliff, don't let us down.
I think so. I think that so much. Even though Cliff is going to be an odds-on favorite when they start taking bets on the final table, I actually probably am going to put a little bet on this one. Because I think even though the bookies are going to, they always seem to overestimate the chances of the chip leader. They always seem to overestimate the chances of the known players. But in this case, I think it's hard to overestimate Cliff's chances of winning the main event, because I think that he's going to win it. I don't think that it's I think he's like 60%. I think that he's a lot closer to like 85%. And there's no way that any bookie would say, okay, he's 85% and you can have the rest of the field at even money, because from an observer point of view, poker doesn't really work that way. It's I just don't think that anything's going to stand in his way. He's got enough big blinds, he's got enough experience, and he's got enough money where he's not going to be worried about laddering up, and he's going to be putting so much pressure on his opponents, and he's going to have such a good support system to get him ready for the series. I think that his chance of winning are like 80-85%, even though he only has maybe 30% of the chips in play. I think that the bookies will probably say that his chances are like 40%. I think his chances are actually much, much higher. Would I make that bet with Jason Mercier? No. No, I wouldn't. But I think I probably would. I probably will make a little side bet at like the Caesars Sportsbook or the Wynn Sportsbook if they open it up.
Garbage all the time. Hey, what's up? Good to see you at the this year as well, and good to see you.
How pretty that is.
Do you have Queen?
I've got pocket fives.
Oh, you have fives,
which is much better than Queen Jack. Pocket fives is so much better of a hand, not only because it's just stronger on its face, but because it leaves a lot more combinations of your opponent to have strong hands, like King Queen, Queen 10, Ace Queen. If Sven Mouse has like, jeez. And now it's shit. Now it's horrible. Now it's like a nothing hand.
Jesus.
And I'm not beating any queen or any jack. This is the absolute worst run out for a set of fives I could have imagined. Just going to go ahead and make the fold there.
Oh, that sucks. He probably had a jack.
That was pretty bad. I don't know what he had. Either a jack or a queen, or maybe he was turning pocket nines into a bluff.
He sure shoved really fast there.
Who knows?
Yumius wants to know how the tag team event was. Did you like the tag team? Yeah, you haven't really discussed like the whole situation and how it went. Like, did you like tagging in and out? Did you like playing with your friends? I mean, was it cool? Did you like the dynamics of it? Do you recommend it to other people?
I hope that they keep the event. Okay, and I would play it again. I feel like it's a frustrating event to sit down, build up a stack, and pass it over to someone else.
You didn't have to pass it over.
Well, eventually you have to give your teammates chances to play.
Sure.
It's hard to actually trust somebody to manage your money and manage your tournament life. And there's a little bit of resentment when they don't succeed at that. And then there's a weird feeling of there's like a weird nittiness too, because you don't want to be the one who gets knocked out.
Guess who knocked the group out?
I got to experience both of those feelings. So I sat down, and after about 4 orbits, I had already built up the stack to a little under double what starting stack was. And then I decided, okay, I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to Paul. And he played for a couple hours. He passed it off to Will, and he played for a couple hours. And then I tagged back in. And by the time I tagged back in, I was a short stack with a little less than starting stack again. Somehow the double starting stack had dwindled, and they hadn't really been able to put anything together. And I'm sitting down here with like 11 bigs, and end up getting knocked out after not shoving with ace-10 offsuit, instead making a normal raise and misplaying post-flop.
You did.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
The flop came out 5-4-2. I felt like I was ahead with my ace high. In reality, he had flopped a 5. He check called with his like king 5, which kind of surprised me because I kind of felt like he was going to check raise if he had a 5. And then the river came another 5, and he put the rest of it in, and I called off with ace high thinking I was ahead. Because I didn't put him on a 5 to begin with, and I felt like if he doesn't have a 5, he's not betting here with anything. Interesting.
Stay here.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say ace-queen should be in our 3-bet range, so let's go ahead and make it 2,400 here. I think making the fold is a little bit too nitty, and making a call is kind of asking for trouble. We're going to be playing out of position, not really knowing where we're at. So let's go ahead and flip it a little bit and put Eric on the defensive. Okay, we have Viper Freak just making the shove, and it's going to be a call, and this sucks. You know, when you have someone who is completely uninvested in the pot, well, now it's a fold. When you have someone who's completely uninvested in the pot, willing to put the rest of it in, then ace-queen starts really shrinking up. But it didn't really matter because we were getting 7,500 to 1,500 to make the call, so even if he turns over his hand at that point and he has queens or kings, we're still supposed to make the call. Eric making a pretty big misplay there. We're going to go ahead and give him the bony fish. And actually, we'll say a bull on that. It's more of a bullish play. Sticky and optimistic. Especially especially during re-entry period. Make the fold here. Haha, Ace is up, says, as a Bernie guy, thoughts on the DNC leaks? Are you joining the Trump train yet? At the risk of pissing off everybody, I'm actually thinking of just voting green.
Yeah.
Thinking of voting Jill Stein.
Though, I think both parties are actually being... I mean, the whole political process is very corrupt.
I'm so disgusted with...
I mean, I just watched a video. I don't know if it's... I mean, it was a very interesting video about... On the Trump side, about these signs that says Latinos for Trump, right? But they're like all white people holding these signs.
Really?
Yeah, dude. And I'm like, oh, great. So, yeah. So you only see the signs, but then when they pan out, it's like white folks. So I don't know, man. It's. I think both of the parties are actually doing deceptive things to manipulate. It's like we don't have a media anymore. We don't have a journalistic media anymore. It's all entertainers.
I do feel like media is entertainment now.
They're to entertain us, and I think that. But I do think from all this, what we can gather is like the social media aspect of it, and the sleuthing, and the people uncovering all the information. I think it makes us more informed as a society. I think that is. But I mean, what can we do? I mean, at this point. You know, what can we do to change the system? I mean, we've been bitching about the system ever since I was a kid, ever since I first started voting.
So look at Eric just getting it all in there with 9-5 suited. This is good. These are the kind of players we want to play against. Here he open limps. Well, he over limps after Sven Mouse open limps. Zaston makes the shove, and Eric just decides, whatever. This is the kind of healthy disrespect for a stack that we like to see in other players. And why buying into this tournament early is a good move. because these are pretty big mistakes we're seeing Eric make. There's a lot of equity to be had in that stack right there. Noon Team, talking more about that tag team event. I'll tell you one of my favorite things about that tag team event, Noon Team, was walking out in the hall and hearing three guys like sitting there talking about their strategy, and like the leader of the team, he was looking at them and saying, okay, you guys, look, we each have a third of the stack, 33%. If you lose more than 33%, you tag in the other another teammate.
Jeez.
You got it? Mike, you got that? I don't want to see you lose more than 1,333 chips. If you lose more than 1,333 chips, you got to tag somebody in. I guess it would be 1666.
I don't know how much. That's pretty funny.
It was awesome.
I think next year we should do it. You and I, maybe.
I would do a tag team with you.
Maybe I can free roll a bracelet there. You can carry us. Carry us, Dutch. Carry me to the bracelet.
Carry you to victory.
Carry me to victory.
I think. I think. If you look at our in the money percentages, it would probably be the other way around.
I know. I'll carry you.
Probably be the other way around. I think that I would play the first orbit.
I'll get you. No, this is what I do. I'll get you to the end.
And then
you close.
watch it.
I'm not a closer. I'll get you to the end. You close it. You fuck it up, though.
Then I get to hear about it forever. Huh?
Forever. That one time. Why did you play it this way? Oh, my gosh.
And you should have just shoved.
You call yourself a pro.
You should have just shoved pre-flop, man. Yeah.
My gosh.
What are you wearing there? What's the hoodie?
It's a hoodie.
Is that a Royals hoodie? Kansas City Royals hoodie?
What is it, baseball? I don't even know what sport it is. I got it as a gift. And I like the hoodies, man. I you know what? Ever since I played the ladies event, I really like the hoodie, the over hoodie thing. You
got a little shadow in your curtain that's really bugging me. If you could just like try to flatten that.
I don't have an iron.
Wrinkle right there.
You have you know what? You have one too. Did you change your background like I asked you to?
Nope.
Oh my gosh, guys.
Rick the Hat says, vote Gary Johnson, Libertarian Party.
Yeah.
You know, if I wasn't voting Jill Stein, I probably would vote Gary Johnson. But there's enough about his libertarian platform that I just don't agree with. I don't agree with his stance on healthcare. I don't agree with his stance on education.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't agree with his stance on
prisons.
You know, the EPA or privatizing prison.
We don't agree.
I think
we're actually really against privatization of prisons.
Oh yeah, there's a lot that I like about his platform.
He's like for death penalty, right?
I'm not sure.
I forgot.
He doesn't take a hard stance on it.
Yeah, but
the Green Party does. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go Jill Stein and take my vote and basically throw it to the wind.
I'm gonna vote my conscience.
That's what I'm gonna do.
I'm gonna vote I am gonna vote what I feel like is gonna be a good president, and I'm not gonna be peer pressured into voting for one candidate because the other one's worse. Yeah. I think that's a ridiculous way of voting.
Noon Team says, do you think we can ever get to a point to let a third party debate and become exposed? It might happen this year with the Libertarian Party. I think actually Gary Johnson has enough of a chance to get to the debates, to make it a three-party debate. And if he does, I think so many people are sick of both candidates, and you know, I actually think that he would have a better chance than any other third-party candidate has ever had if he makes the debates. If he doesn't, then it's just going to be kind of one of those non-entity, you know, no one really knows that he's even running.
Who?
Kind of thing. Gary Johnson.
Yeah.
Do I think Jill Stein has a chance?
No, probably not.
No. No, I don't.
There's like. Yeah.
I don't think so. I think, but you know what? I'm thinking I'll just do my part on that one.
But miracles can happen, right? Roll eyes. Maybe she will start being deceptive, and she will rig the election.
That's
and then we'll be on the winning side, Dutch.
Yeah.
Glory to the green.
That would be pretty amazing if, you know, election day rolls around, and all of a sudden, all the machines are spitting out green. And people are like, I don't exactly know what happened, because all the polling data suggests that that Clinton is beating everybody by about 11 points, and Trump is not far behind.
But I definitely think, though, about the DNC situation and the leaks, that the chick in charge should definitely resign. Debbie. Is it Debbie? It starts with W.
Wasserman.
Yeah, I definitely think that she's already before the DNC convention started, she already decided that Hillary was going to be president. And that's not how it works.
Bruce Cohen, good to see you. Says, I'm so stoked you are back from the WSP, Dutch and Ex-Moi. You know what? It's good to be back, Bruce. It's good to be back.
Anaconda, that is a good meme. Trumpty Dumpty, let's build a wall. Trumpty Dumpty will win this fall. All of Trump's hotels and all of Trump's men will make America great again.
Brilliant.
That is a good one. That is good.
I like the JDoc meme. He says he saw a meme the other day. It was a toddler with a butter knife in front of an electrical outlet. The top outlet said Trump, and the bottom one said Clinton. I think that's great.
That is a good one, actually. That is about right, and it's so blah.
The DNC leaks, looking at like the DNC, party line regarding Trump, it was just kind of cringe, roll eyes. It's like dangerous Donald.
Well, it's like sales. It's like you go into an environment and they tell you this is the pitch today, or this will get you the more sales, and that's what it is. You know, the sales, they're selling votes. They're trying to sell votes.
Pretty much.
You know, and it sucks because it's like, I guess what it boils down to is like, who you're going to trust. But it's like, it's not one person, it's the whole organization, period.
I was playing with somebody at
oh my gosh,
at the Bally's Circuit, Maine, who knows Trump, knows him on a personal level, has golfed with him, has known him for about 20 years. And he said, he was actually kind of funny. He said, I wouldn't say that Trump is my friend, even though Trump would say that I was his friend. He said, the thing you have to understand about Trump...
That's funny. Wait, I don't even follow Jill Stein. I'm following her now, though. I'm following her now.
He said, the thing you have to understand about Trump is he's very insecure. He was abused by his dad when he was growing up. And he has absolutely no principles. He doesn't actually stand for anything. He will change positions on a dime. He doesn't really care one way or another about any of the issues. He is just trying to do what he wants to do for Trump. And I was like, that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm actually okay with that, as weird as it sounds. I'm okay with somebody who's not going to hold on to a position for dear life because of consistency. I'm okay with a guy who is, willing to just be completely weird and ludicrous when it comes to like the birther issue. And insist that Obama is, not an American citizen, and then completely reverse that and say, "Yeah, I was wrong." I'm okay with that. I feel like
to
say that Trump is going to be like super dangerous,
to be like solid and not and not able to change your mind is really bad as a person. For a person.
And I think a lot of the positions that people think are dangerous about Trump are just rhetoric that got him the nomination. I don't think that he really cares that much about any of the issues.
But his VP does, and that's bad.
Yeah. Yes.
So, I mean, if I were going to vote for Trump before...
Pence does seem to be a man of principle.
The Pence guy...
A man of deep principle, especially when it comes to being against the gays and against abortion.
Yeah, I would never vote for Trump
and against the Muslims. I mean, it does seem like...
he just kind of... Even Pence, if I had the thought...
is very much kind of balancing out Trump's and actually, Michelle and I were talking about in the car today. I think that was a disaster of a pick for Trump, because now that he has the Republican nomination, I don't really think that he should be trying to win over the right wing side. I think at this point he needs to go way the other way and be trying to win over the Bernie supporters and anyone who was sickened and disillusioned.
Because if you listen to with he's trying to win the Bernie
money
supporters.
In politics. I think that if he had put
Pence is so bad.
Yeah, he needed to go way more left than he's been running so far, instead of like the opposite. Because now he's really alienating a lot of the independents, and the chances of Democrats voting for him went way down after that VP pick, in my opinion. I think it was a misstep. I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, why was that a good idea?
Well, I guess he might be afraid of some of the Republicans voting for Hillary because of him getting the nomination and them not believing that he is conservative enough, and so he's trying to win the conservative vote, because the conservative vote is, I guess, that's what they want. They want to take away the rights of other people. Period. It's really weird. So conservatives want to take the rights away from other people, but they want less government.
And Hayes Up says, it's all for nothing. Obama is going to declare martial law and not leave office ever. He's that type of guy. I don't think so. Looking at Obama, he looks very tired. He looks like he's ready to get out. He looks like he's just
ready to play basketball and just chill with his wife.
Yeah, I'm
be happy that
I don't want to be
he
looked like he didn't want to be president anymore after about 2009. After about a year in, he looked like he was over.
He was fighting a lot with the Senate, right, as well. They're Republican. He
had a lot of opposition.
So, and it was constantly him. I think that's the problem, man. We don't have people we have a country that just don't agree, and it really, really stifles our progress when we're bickering about nonsense things.
Mm-hmm.
Like things like climate change is very important, and that's like we're really going to be concerned about like gay marriage. It's ridiculous, the bickering. It's so weird.
We got B Paris Poker hosting us for 325 viewers. B Paris Poker, man. Thanks for the host. Really appreciate that, and hope to go ahead and pay it forward one of these days to you. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much for the hosting love.
Yay! Thank you.
Also have Ming the Merciless in the stream. Great to see you, my friend. Great to see you.
And I Nuke Your Mom's here. Yay! Good to see you. I didn't see you this year, though, at the WSOP. And we have a 4-month subscriber.
And Rainclaw also subbed for 6 months.
Oh, 6 months, Rainclaw. Okay.
So, Rainclaw, thank you for that. And the Mouse Beast. It is great to be back. Thank you, Mouse Beast. Let's get this. You know what I need to make sure is up? Our alerts. I don't think our alerts are up.
Oh, it's not? Yeah, I don't really hear that we're going to take over the poker world or anything.
Yeah, they should be up. Sorry about that, guys.
Zanu says, because the VP does so much. Well, the VP, it's not that the VP doesn't. The VP usually has like a project, like a project that he does. Like what's his name? What's the guy's VP that we have now, Dutch? Oh my gosh! Oh, Biden. Biden's like
we saw Biden.
His project was to fight rape in colleges, and so he went around doing his project about fighting on-campus rape.
And it worked.
Yeah, and he was touring around with Lady Gaga, but and that was his pet project. What I'm saying is the Pence guy is going to have a project. What's his project going to be? And so
anti-abortion, anti-gay.
That's right. He's going to go around closing Planned Parenthood And that's his thing, right? That's what I would assume that's what he would be doing.
It looks like it, yeah.
You know, he'd be going around and
it looks like
change. You know,
being against gay marriage and being against abortion is Pence's position. Ed M, subbing 4 months in a row. Thank you very much for the sub, and thank you very much for the support through the series.
538 said, what's 538?
538 said Pence was the least bad pick.
Wow, really?
538 is Nate Silver's site.
Oh, is that what it is?
And Nate Silver is a political pundit.
I know who he
statistician,
is, but I didn't know that was his thing.
Statistician.
I should know.
And former grinder here in Vegas over at the Bellagio 2-5 and 5-10
Mathematical
games.
Genius. Poker genius.
Mathematical genius, sure. I think that he deserves that title. He also wrote a really good book that I would recommend everybody get and read. If if nothing more, just because there's a very good chapter on poker in it. Let me go ahead and show you what this book is. I'll load it up. Here we are. It's called The Signal and the Noise.
Yes.
New York Times bestseller. I'm going to go ahead and put the link in there. You can get it on paperback for $12.26. You can get it used for $7.48. You can go to your local library and get it. I would highly recommend you take a look at this book. It's very enlightening. You know, it's very much about how we make predictions, why we make them, why we make bad predictions, and how we can make better predictions. And it's good just for thinking about life in probabilistic terms. But there's a whole chapter on poker in there that is very enlightening, particularly when it comes to cash games and game selection. Definitely changed the way I think about cash games. And I would encourage you to pick up the book. Let me go ahead and get a link for the chat in case you feel like picking it up. Let's see, 580 plus 560, so we'll go with 1140 here. Okay, so Sven Mouse makes the check to us. Let's go ahead and fire out the same amount, 1140, and we'll fire out a turn bet too. The Martyr Ion said something a little interesting earlier. He said, what if climate is going to change no matter what? And there's literally nothing anyone can do to stop it. I think... Then we move. Because
it's 100 and freaking
we 10. Move.
Then we move to your country.
Martyr Ion, I mean, climate change is going to happen no matter what. That is not really in debate. And what also is not in debate is that there is a man-made climate change. There is man-made global warming. Global warming is a thing, that the emission of greenhouse gases is having an effect on our weather. You look at the hottest years on record, and it's the last 10 years. Every single year it's getting hotter and hotter and hotter. And There isn't really a debate among the scientific community about this and its cause. We know that this is happening because of the emission of greenhouse gases, and every single scientist is on board except a very, very small minority, which are basically paid and bought for by energy companies. So if you have a doubt about whether climate change is real, I'd really encourage you to go watch a documentary called Merchants of Doubt. and it's a great documentary about how doubt is created, and you see this same game played out in industry after industry. I mean, first you see it with the cigarette companies not denying that cigarettes cause cancer, but saying we still don't know and more research is required. You see it in the NFL with the concussion damages, saying, well, we're not saying that this isn't a problem. We're saying more research is needed. And you're seeing it with the energy companies saying we're not saying that climate change is a trick, is a hoax. We're not saying that it's a Chinese hoax, a Chinese conspiracy. Well, I guess some people are saying that. More research is needed.
Yeah, maybe
there is a consensus. And it's really not up for debate anymore. The debate's been over. It's been over for some time. But climate change is going to happen no matter what. I mean, we're speeding it up. And in my opinion,
well, we are definitely. I play Anno 2070, and when you play that game, the climate definitely does change, and your fish becomes rotten, and there's pollution in the air, and there's energy bad things that happen. But you can actually put machines down in Anno that clean the environment. Yeah, and it's actually a really good game, and I feel like it would help people understand climate change. Because they're in the game, you deteriorate the soil because you're planting too much crop, and it's pretty interesting. It's a pretty interesting game.
SD Bub, great to have you here. Thank you very much for the $10 donation and
nice.
the welcome back. It's great to see you two back. Looking forward to good.
Do we not
year.
have the alerts up?
It's up.
Is it on the thing? Is that
I'm seeing
okay?
June right now.
Okay.
Saying thank you, and I thank you too, SD Bub.
Yay! But anyway, so but in the game though, it's really good. It's Anno 2070. You can be green, or oil, or tech, a technical. But they all focus on like helping the environment. It's all about. It's really good though. But yeah. Anyway, yes, save the world. Sucks. Climate change.
Making the fold here.
But do you think that a lot of people... Oh, wow. Look at that. That's... Wow,
Look at that run out, too.
God.
It's like Beast Reaver's Drawn Dead. He got there.
It's like giving
with
him
the
hope,
9-9.
but not really.
And it doesn't matter.
Jesus. That was just gross.
Yeah, Shriver versus BC McClaw there. B. Shriver is, in fact, Phil Collins, by the way, you guys. The November Niner. Jen Joy, thank you very much for the 4-month subscription, for sticking with us through that WSP hiatus.
Keep it
Keep it up, Dutch. 4 months in a row. Thank you, man. Really appreciate that.
Do you think, Dutch, that a lot of the older politicians just don't care because they're not going to be around for that time about the climate?
No, I think...
I mean... not a lot of them, but the ones that don't care. I mean, do you feel like that's like a percentage of them just don't care because they're not going to be around? Not all of them, obviously.
Okay, sure. I think enough
enough
a
lot
people
of the older ones
don't really feel like it's an issue because it's going to
or God is going to come and save.
I think a very big percentage of people think that. I know that anytime I talk to my mom about climate change, she looks at me and she says, "Well, I'm pretty sure that Jesus will come back before we have to worry about it." And I'm like, okay, Mom, I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
Can you show the info tab, Dutch Boyd?
I think a pretty big chunk of people feel that way. And I think a lot of other people just don't care because it doesn't affect them now.
Yeah.
And they think, well, when it becomes a real issue,
when you're living in Vegas and it's 115 degrees.
Yeah. In my opinion, I feel like climate change is actually the biggest issue that we have as a species. As a species, I think that this is a problem.
Yeah.
If we don't figure it out, it could be one of these extinction events for us.
That's possible.
I think it's more important than the economy. I think it's more important than social justice issues like gay marriage and abortion and women's rights. I think it's more important than crime, and decriminalization of weed and all these other things that I feel like are very important.
And even if these people are arguing in the chat saying
making
that
sure that humanity can continue is more important.
Well, I would just want to point out, Play It for Blood says the glaciers have been receding for thousands of years, and it's the end of it. I just want to point out this though. It may be because of a natural melting of glaciers, but we can all agree that the overfishing and the agriculture waste from big ag is not healthy for the environment. We can agree that the pollution that we put in the air is not good for the environment. So, I mean...
And hey, Stephen Rushing, as far as a lot of the proposed fixes being bad for our economy, no question about that. No question. And as far as this being a global issue and not something that America can just take charge and fix, I agree with you, buddy. I agree, and I also agree that we didn't act in time as a species, and it's probably too late to make significant changes, and that scares me.
Well, I was just reading an article about...
and I agree with Mr. K. Fish, too, who says there is nothing worse for the economy than cataclysmic climate destruction.
That's right.
If we have
That's funny.
200,000 people left alive on Earth, what does that mean for our economy? That's a pretty good way to destroy the world GDP right there. Lyra Ferry subbing 11 months in a row. And really appreciate the support. And I'm very happy to have you as part of our stream, Lyra. You always bring a lot of good views and a lot of thoughtful things to the stream and the chat. And I'm very happy to have you here. Thank you very much for the support.
So, as I was saying, Dutch, the article I read saying that bluefin tuna, or is it bluefin tuna, is going to be extinct in the next 2 years if we don't stop the overfishing.
So we should go stock up on tuna.
Well, no. We shouldn't stock
That's
up
not
on
the
tuna.
answer. It's not the answer.
No, you should stop eating tuna.
Let's try to blow Sven Mouse and Matrix off of their
sushi.
hands. Isolate against J-Sod, who hopefully has a hand like Ace-10 and is drawn to 3 outs. Instead, Sven Mouse sticks around. I guess at this point we just check it down. What are we hoping Sven Mouse has here? Jack 9 of clubs? Because that's pretty much the only thing we can beat. 3-4 or 3-5. Ace-4. Nice catching up, Sven Mouse. It looks like J-Sod would have caught up anyway. Maybe we should have bet the turn. Maybe. I kind of feel like if Sven Mouse is calling on the flop, Sven Mouse is also calling on the turn, but now looking at what Sven Mouse actually had, probably wasn't the case. Probably folding the turn. So maybe we missed a bet there. J-Check coming in with a min raise from under the gun +1. Sven Mouse making the call. I'm actually going to just make the call here with Ace-Queen off. J-Check plays pretty solid. I don't think he's getting too crazy out of line early position here. And Ace-Queen is we can 3-bet here, and I'm fine with that. We can also just call and see a flop and play multi-way out of position against a decent player and a... I don't know what Sven Mouse did to get the cock symbol, but must have been something bad. Lapper30 says the bigger issue we have as a species is tech advancement and AI development. I'm not so sure that I agree with that. I know that a lot of smart people do. I know that when we're talking about existential threats to our species, you got Sam Harris and Elon Musk saying AI development is, in their opinion, the biggest threat to humanity. I'm not so sure I agree. I
don't think that is the case either.
I think that climate change is scarier to me than Terminator.
Dun, dun,
Not
dun,
to make
dun,
light
dun.
of it, but
Dun 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 dun. That's the theme to Terminator.
Somehow I kind of feel like if developing artificial intelligence leads to humanity's extinction, it's going to be more like an AI event where it's more like an extension of human evolution.
What do they exactly think? I mean, what is their thoughts? They think that a Terminator event's going to happen?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's a little bit much.
Well,
hey, you know what? Guys, if it does happen, maybe that's the evolutionary of humanity. Maybe that's the end game.
I mean, that's kind of the thought, you know.
That's what I think it would be. I would think it would be really cool to live forever, downloaded in my favorite video game. So you video game developers, you keep on doing what you're doing.
So, I mean, kind of the whole point of that movie Ex Machina, which was my favorite movie of the other year, was that
I like the concept of Johnny Depp's better. Where he's just downloaded. That's what I think.
That had
that's
so much
better.
potential.
I know it did, but the idea of downloading
let me down so much. Gosh, that sucked. That movie sucked. We're making the fold.
But it did have. But the
so
idea
much
was
potential.
there. The idea was there.
I mean, the idea, like the whole point of Ex Machina, I think, was that if you're trying to make a greater than human intelligence, you're not going to be able to cage that intelligence or predict what it does. And the whole idea behind this technological singularity is that if you can create a greater than human intelligence, then it's going to be able to build on itself in a very rapid way, and it's going to have unexpected consequences where even if we were to try to control it and try to give it rules, it's going to behave in unexpected and immoral ways. Not immoral, amoral. It's not going to have the same types of principles and values that humans have. And we might, try to create an artificial intelligence to, prevent the death of all humans, right? And say we want to prevent the death of all humans. And the way
that could
it
be
does
the rule,
that
right? Like in
is prevent
Legend, I think, or
any
not
new
Legend.
humans from being born.
Bicentennial.
That could be like an amoral, very extremely logical solution to preventing future human death,
or maybe
is preventing
value
human birth,
life.
Value
all life.
I think the point is we don't know what it would do.
Exactly.
And if we don't know what it would do, it scares us because there's at least a small chance that it would lead to human extinction.
So one robot goes all crazy, we'll just kill it.
No, I think what we need to do is create another robot.
Like
to kill the first robot.
Chappie.
Yes,
cool.
We'll get Chappie to take out Ex Machina. Chappie was
if you guys haven't
right.
seen Chappie, you guys got to see Chappie. I like Chappie, actually. When
Chappie
I look
was
back,
all right.
I really like the rapper group. I really like
Ninja
and what's her name?
Real rappers out of South Africa.
What's her name? Oh my gosh, Ninja and it's on the tip of my tongue.
Let me find out because it's on the tip of my tongue. By the way, we have a new sub, Mr. K Fish. Thank you so much for subscribing to the stream, keeping the stream going, keeping the channel alive, and welcome to the crew. Really appreciate your support.
Oh my gosh, you really
here.
do have to find that out. It's on the tip of my tongue. I want to call her Hermione, but it's not Hermione. That's in Harry Potter. Ninja and
it's Die Antwoord.
No, it's
is
not
the the name of the band. Yolandi
Visser. I love Yolandi. It was on my tip of the
Visser.
Yeah, I love Yolandi. She's awesome. But yeah, that movie turned us on to that group, which is pretty cool. We should listen to more of their music, actually, Dutch.
Die Antwoord. I thought they were good. I thought they were pretty.
Yeah, they were
decent.
pretty good.
And I felt like Chappie was an underrated movie. It only got 32% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Really?
I actually felt like it was underrated.
Huh. See, and they downloaded. Well, I don't want to give it away, but watch it. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's decent. It's decent, and it's it's kind of silly and goofy in kind of a Short Circuit kind of way. I didn't really think that
Short Circuit was goofier, but
I didn't really feel like
it did feel like Short Circuit because Short Circuit was the one that did it first. I'm alive. Johnny 5 is alive.
Yeah.
Yes, but Chappie was pretty good. I liked it.
Chappie is like a Short Circuit remake, is basically.
But better. Well, I don't know. Short Circuit was pretty freaking good.
Yeah.
We should watch that again. And did you get the Jeff Gem? He subscribed for 3 months. Did it? I don't think it showed up, or we missed it.
Jeff Gem, I didn't see it come up. I must have been talking about the hand
human
or something.
Race. Oh wait, sorry. The destruction of the human race. Yeah.
Jeff, thank you very much for the support and the resub. I really appreciate you being here, my friend. Thank you very much. By the way, Mr. K Fish, we're going to send over a welcome email for the new sub, and new subscribers to the stream get some fist bump patches and a download link to my book Poker Tilt.
Yes, and I already sent it, so yay. Gosh, that could have been a good movie, Transcendence.
Yeah.
I think
it could have been great.
I think I blanked out. I think I blanked out the ending because it was so bad.
It was just such a disappointment. I had such high hopes for that movie, and it had such potential to be like one of my all-time favorite movies. Like, yeah, when people would be like, "What are your favorite movies?" I would have been like, "Oh, Transcendence, no question."
But now
Instead,
it's Ex Machina.
It was just cringe. And it was just like, oh gosh, what a letdown. And it wasn't like a horrible movie. It's not like I would have like walked out of the theater, but it just was so short of what it could have been. Let's go ahead and make the raise here. Jack 10 suited, under the gun, a little bit optimistic. But we came to play, boys. We came to play. Ace is up. All robots matter.
All robots do matter, guys.
That's pretty funny.
Actually, speaking of robots and technology, there is also a thought out there about basic income, guys.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the basic income? Let's say that the robots do eventually become a very big part of your life, and they take a lot of these little jobs away that we don't need, like the grocery store, for example, where you self-check and other little things that people can do, but robots can do as well. What about? And there's just not enough jobs left anymore.
Oh my gosh, September T24, disagreeing with the huge scientific consensus about climate change and saying it's ignorant. It's ignorant to rant that something is fact when it hasn't been proven as 100% fact. You know what, Timber T, you're ignorant. I'm sorry to say it, but nothing is ever going to be proven as 100%. If you ever think that something is 100% true, then you have to re-examine the whole way of how you can know something. Nothing is ever going to be 100%.
It's okay to change your mind as well.
Impossible. It's impossible to prove anything 100%. So when just saying that, I think that you have to rethink how you know things. And if a huge consensus of climate scientists tell you that yes, man-made climate change is real, you should either believe them or go and become a climate scientist yourself so you can test it out one way or the other. But I think if you look at the consensus out there,
the consensus is that most scientists do believe in climate change,
and it's not even close.
Yeah, I think
it's not most scientists by like a 60-40 margin.
It's like 99%.
It's a very, very, very tiny little sliver of scientists disagree, and that's not enough. At some point, you're going to have to just say, look, this is a fact. And that point is not 100% because there's never going to be 100% consensus on anything. There's enough people who still are disagreeing that the world is round. You don't even have 100% consensus that the world is round, even though we can ship up a telescope and send pictures back. There's not even a 100% consensus.
Don't talk about the flat earthers now.
Yeah.
And there's people that actually think that people are lizards.
So what you're basically saying, by the way, this is good enough. Good enough. We're going for it. The pot is big enough for us to go ahead and just take it. This might be the last hand that we play.
No.
It might be because we've got two pair.
I feel like we're having a really good stream. I feel like we have a really good. You might have to play another.
I think that we're ahead, but if we're up against Ace 5 or a set of 5s or 2-3 or Ace Jack that catches up, then we're shutting it down. See, Timber T, you might as well say to claim that it's fact that the Earth is round is ignorant because it's not 100% proven. It's not. To actually claim otherwise is ignorant. So, good luck with you. Good luck with it. And no, we're not going to ban you just to ask an off-subject question. What's the off-subject question?
It depends on what it is, but...
Let's take a look.
Depends, obviously. I mean, if it's appropriate, if it's inappropriate, we're not going to ban you.
There's a chance that you're going to get banned.
Yeah.
Anytime you start a question with, can I ask you a question without getting banned? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Are you a gambling man?
Oh, my gosh.
Endro Trooper Zero is a supporter of basic income.
Lyra Ferry says the only correct pronunciation of robot is robot.
Rubit.
Robot. Like Zoidberg.
Rubit.
I always liked the Twilight Zone pronunciation. Robot. She's a robot. She's a woman. She's a robot. She's a woman. You guys remember that one? He played chess on a distant prison planet with a robot woman for a while. Maybe it was checkers. And he hated her because she wasn't a real woman until it was time to go home. I won't spoil the ending in case you haven't seen that Twilight Zone in the last 60 years, but...
Just don't.
Queen 5 suited? Good enough. Good enough.
Sarah's making funny jokes about she's 100% typing right now, Dutch. She's just proved it. Kappa. Are we real? Says
Proof.
Type. Gravity is just a theory.
It's true. It's not 100% proven.
Well.
Wow, look at this Vin mouse firing out 400 into an Ace 5-7 board. Seems like he's just, it's either a blocking bet or an induction bet. Doesn't really matter. We're going to go ahead and fire out a raise. And if Zen Mouse wants to continue, it's going to cost you some money, Zen Mouse. He could have a weak ace. He could also have like a 6-8 or an 8-9. Let's go ahead and check back, see what happens. King on the river. And he shoves. Overbets the pot. We've got a little something. Make the fold. Stephen Rushing says, just looked it up. Per NASA, 97% agree.
Oh, June's snoring again. This is her snore time. June agrees with climate change.
Maverick BP says, so Dutch, are you not 100% male?
I think actually,
I am 100% male.
I think every
100%.
Isn't it in when
100% man, Maverick.
No, but when you're
let's go ahead and make the
Hey,
race
Grateful
here.
Mouse, Dutch is 100% man.
Grateful
he
Mouse,
just got
it's
here.
great to see you. Descartes, the only thing I can prove that I know is that I think.
Therefore you are.
1,500, 3-1. We're going to go ahead and say good to go is going to put the rest of his stack in post-flop. So we're getting more than 3-1 here. We're getting about 5.5 to 1. Let's go to the flop. Yeah. Good enough. Good enough. And I think should be a favorite over a lot of hands that good to go is going to make the shove with. Not a favorite over that. In fact, a huge dog to aces with the ace of spades. Really expected to have at least 12 outs there. Not so. The unbeatable hand puts that king 10 into the ground. Pocket queens is not so bad. Let's make the 1,100 raise. Nope, 2,500 raise. That's one of the real problems with our country, in my opinion, Bony Fish, is all of our politicians are lawyers. Lawyers. None of them are actually scientists. engineers.
Well, Trump is not a lawyer.
They're lawyers and businessmen.
There you go.
Some of them are doctors. You've got some medical doctors.
Jill Stein is a doctor.
Jill Stein's a medical doctor.
I just found that out.
Ron Paul and Rand Paul.
Oh, yeah,
medical
I knew
doctors.
that, yeah.
Ben Carson was a medical doctor. Yeah. Spuggy2G says, I think the point is to not blindly believe what people tell you is the truth, and to make your own mind up about what the truth is.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because that's exactly what the politicians do. They tell us what to think.
I don't really know how you're going to determine what truth is on your own.
Yeah.
No man is an island. We're always building on knowledge from people who come before us and from people who are better equipped to determine answers to specific questions. So if you're not going to trust what other people tell you, how would you trust yourself, and why would you trust yourself to make your own mind up about objective facts that can be that can't actually be figured out, that we can design experiments and go through the whole scientific method? I mean, is that really something that you're going to do on your own for every question that you have, or can you base your own beliefs on what other people tell you? I think it's fine to base your beliefs on what other people tell you. That's our whole
healthy. Yeah. I think it's bad.
That's our whole educational system.
I mean, you can't really make up. You can't really. Yeah, there's a lot of
start from scratch and try to build calculus. It's okay. Hey,
we have shortcuts, man. That's we have wiki and dictionaries and encyclopedias and scientists. So because so we don't have to. What we should do is not have lawyers, because I think lawyers kind of find the gray areas and they twist things up and make things.
So what do you think about Sven Mouse finding out 5,000?
I think we should
into our open.
Just joking.
We can. We got pocket jacks.
No. I just call if I were you. I don't know.
I think we make the shove here, because I think a good chunk of the time Sven Mouse is going to make a call with 10s or 9s. But yeah, let's do it. Notched.
Ooh, J.
I think that might be it. Did Sven Mouse have us covered, or do we have 690 left over?
Yeah, we have 690.
We've got a blind in front of us.
So we can do this, guys. We can do this. Miracle. Oh, shit. I hope you have aces here.
I do. The unbeatable hand.
Right.
I've got better. I've got pocket 5s. Where we're going, we don't need a speed limit. I'm just going to make the call and look away. Timber T asking, have you thought about getting together with other poker players with different expertise in different parts of business to get together and possibly do a TEDcast about the benefits of online poker in the USA? Nope, haven't thought about it.
Oh my God!
Trying to think about why I would ever ban you for asking that. That seems like a pretty safe question.
Horrible thing.
We had outs. You saw that
I saw
the turn
4.
actually gave us more outs. Yeah. That was pretty awesome. So 42 out of 72. Would you like to watch tournaments in history? No. And haven't really thought about that much. Timber T. I'm definitely for the legalization of online poker in the USA. Very much the same reason why I'm for the legalization of drugs in the USA. I think prohibition doesn't work. I think it leads to a lot of the money being earned going offshore into the pockets of criminals by definition. And I think that we'd be much better off
Mom does the same
legalizing, regulating, and taxing online poker in the U.S.
Something's wrong with
But have I thought about getting together with a bunch of other poker pros to put together talks on that? Not really. I guess if if someone put that together and said, okay, we're all gonna do a TEDx talk, like,
but
okay.
I mean, it's just self-serving TEDx.
It seems like it would be.
It's not like hell. I don't think. I mean, though I love poker and it's a great.
I feel like it
game,
would just be kind of ineffective.
Yeah, it's like.
That's what I think.
And I mean, Dutch likes TEDx on occasion. I think it's all right. Just a bunch of people paying a huge ticket price, telling them their ideas.
Timber T says, last time I checked, there were 0 podcasts on TED about poker. And to be totally honest, I could give 2 shits about global warming. I'm just debating. Well put. Timber T, I definitely feel like the legalization of online poker is, for me personally, a more important issue than whether the world burns in a fiery ball in 200 years. And if I was approached by a group of of poker players who wanted to put together some sort of lobbying effort, I would probably be down to support that. I feel like one of the big problems that we have as poker players is that we don't really have a lobbying organization. Poker players don't band together for anything. They're all very much self-serving, and we don't really get together to do anything. Even when we have causes that we can all get behind, like online poker, it ends up taking organizations like the PPA, which, let's be honest, isn't a poker lobbying, player lobbying group. It's a poker operator lobbying group. I mean, the PPA, even though a lot of the interests are the same, it was completely funded by poker stars, and you had poker stars, bribing players to sign up by giving them free roll tickets if they put their name on petitions. It seems to me like poker stars and 888 poker and wsop.com, while
you should pay this $10 date.
No, I'm not playing anything
just
else.
Just pay this $10. It's late, Reg.
While we might have a lot of the same common goals and interests, there are definitely differences between what an operator would want to see in place and what a player would want to see in place. And I don't really see that changing anytime soon, because because who would really fund that kind of lobbying effort? I just don't see it. Pretty much any time we've seen lobbyists go to Congress and try to demand change for online poker, it's always been the mouthpieces of online card rooms. It's always been Red Pros and PokerStars patched pros. And there's an inherent conflict of interest there, in my opinion. So I would definitely get behind a player-driven, grassroots type of lobbying effort. I don't think that I would necessarily get that strongly behind an operator lobbying effort. But I do my job to retweet PPA stuff, and I'm not trying to bash the PPA. I mean, they're doing good work for poker, for the most part. But I do kind of feel like one of the big problems with poker is that it's been lumped into gaming. That's a big problem with poker.
Lumped in with casinos and slot machines and blackjack.
And this is an issue. It shouldn't be regulated like a gambling game. It needs to be regulated more like chess is regulated, or betting on esports is regulated. There's definitely a conflict there, though, because operators don't really want it taken away from the casinos. They don't want the profit model to change. As long as they can keep on raking and treating it like a gambling game and saying, well, it's just like blackjack, it's just like video poker. It's good for the operators. Yeah. Hey, anyway, guys, I am going to shut the stream down. And we're going to be back tomorrow for the big tournament. Yeah, tomorrow.
We're waking up early, right? We're doing the 3?
Yeah, early, 3
o'clock.
Yeah,
you better wake up this time, because you like to not wake up. And this is my tournament for Disney. Actually, I'm trying to get to Harry Potter World.
The next time we win that weekly Sunday tournament, it's a $30K guarantee tomorrow. It's a $200 buy-in, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think it could be awesome. Maybe a little laggy today.
Kind of sad that you're not playing the 10.
Fold the pocket jacks. Maybe we just fold the king 10.
You just call. I fucked you because I was like shove. I think you listened to me there, and that was probably the wrong move.
I feel like Sven Mouse was making the raise.
Calling would be good.
with a pretty wide range there.
I mean, would the flop come out?
Ace high.
And I think you fold because the ace high saves you.
Just check fold.
Yeah. I mean, I would play it that way, but I'm very nitty.
Call for a third of my stack. Hope the jacks come out as an overpair. What happens when it comes 7-7-2?
Then you c-bet and you can't do nothing there.
You're not really c-betting. You're going to be checking, letting Sven Mouse fire out a c-bet himself. And then check.
Well, it depends on how much they c-bet. I mean, are they c-betting the pot? If they do pot, I guess you fold. If they do half, then you call. Then you hope that you catch up, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a tough spot. You know, it's unfortunately that they had queens. I mean, it's not like you really know that queens are there. You know, I think you should play another one. I think you should play the 1250 because I'm all amped up now. I feel like it's a good scream. It's a good
rant stream.
And it's a late reg right now.
Yeah, I'm done though.
Dutch is
Frank,
not,
incredible.
Dutch
Thank
is,
you very much for the comments. I really do appreciate that. And thank you for saying so. Hey, listen, guys, we'll be back tomorrow. Thanks again.
3 o'clock. I'm
going to go ahead and throw a host to someone else here on Twitch. We're going to be streaming.
Is it because you want to play your video? You better not be playing your video game after this, Dash.
Might be playing a little bit.
No. No video games for you. You're going to bed, mister. You're going to bed right away.
Okay, guys. I'm going to throw a host over to Ming. We're going to throw it over to Ming the Merciless.
Ming.
So make sure to give him that Dutch slide.
Yeah, guys, that's what we're doing when we raid channels, is putting the penguin in there.
And we'll see y'all later. Thanks again for joining us. See you tomorrow, hopefully.